So we kind of spoke on standards, requirements, and expectations. Aside from that, what are some conversations that you feel as a man need to be discussed when making the next step in a
Step.
relationship, as far as like serious steps, as far as like
I
we're
think,
not just dating now, like we go together,
yeah,
like we go
yeah.
together.
I think, well, you know me, baby. I've always had the same three things. What are my three things? I always feel like representation, how you represent me as a woman.
Mm,
That's one of the big things that I look for. The small inconveniences that you take care of for me. That was a big thing for me as a man. Like, I'm willing to do the big stuff, but are you willing to take care of my inconveniences? So like, I'll book the vacation and I'll pay for everything, but can you find like our hotel, or can you find our
mm,
car that we're going to be in, or things like that. Like, that's just an example of small inconveniences. So what did I say? I said the small inconveniences, the representation as a woman, and the serenity. My third thing is always the serenity that you bring to our home. I don't believe in as a man. I hear a lot of men say this, and it's the dumbest thing in the world to me. When men go, "Be my peace, be my peace." Like, I think you would agree, baby. I was a very peaceful person when you met me. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
very peaceful. Like, lived a peaceful life. I didn't need her to come and give me peace.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have some chaotic life, or I wasn't a chaotic soul, and I just needed a woman to just give me peace. That's too much pressure on a person, in general, and to expect that out of somebody is just ridiculous. So, um, I'm not saying, when I say serenity in the home, I don't mean she needs to be your peace. I mean to create a serene environment from for me to come home and escape the pressures of the world. I come home, I crawl in my woman's arms, I get in the bed with her, she rub my head, she bring me food. I get home from working and stuff, baby have my towel laid out on the counter, my clothes on the bathroom counter. I'm ready to get in the shower. I don't have to look for nothing. I don't wash clothes. Baby just takes she takes care of me. This is my beautiful woman. You're amazing. And
Thank you.
yeah, I think that's those are things that you do to provide a serene environment for me, and I love you for that. So those are the things that I think. You know, I think every man should have their own list like that of what
Mm-hmm.
they want in a committed relationship. But those were the things for me that were important. Those three things, and I always felt like if those three things were checked for me, then I will always be happy. So as a man, you need to have a couple things that you think will make you happy as a man. You may not have the same expectations or the same requirements or the same things that you want from a commitment that I do, but I do think that every man should have those things that they feel like this is what I want my woman
Mm-hmm.
to do for me.
Okay.
As a woman, do you have anything that you feel like these are the things that every woman should? Is it like that type of thing? Like, every woman should have these expectations, or is it
I feel like
specific?
it's an overall conversations before commitment, such as we've talked about this in the past. It's those uncomfortable conversations, I will be honest, but the conversations as far as like, if you're making a big commitment as far as like getting married or moving in with somebody, there needs to be a conversation about like, do you have an extreme amount of debt? Do you have you know what I mean? And not even to be nosy, I need to be in your pockets or know exactly how much, but it's like I don't want to, because I know from experience that if you are married to somebody, and whether or not you guys are like separated or not, if that debt is your debt
That's your
now.
debt.
You just
That's right.
married that debt. So if you marry a man and he's like $1 million in debt,
Yep.
baby girl, you got $1 million in debt. That 700 credit score don't mean nothing no
Yep.
more. So,
Or what you see, what men see when they're committing to women as far as debt, student loans,
oh
because
yeah,
women will go to school on you. They don't mind.
oh
Women will
yeah,
pull out a student loan.
run
So
it
you should
up.
know that.
Went
You
to
know,
law
if
school,
you're
nursing school,
yeah, got my master's, my bachelor's, my
all of
associates,
that,
got
all of
my
that.
PhD. Like, if you have a woman that has done those things and does have that type of debt, you should know. And I
Yeah.
think from
So when
both
you get
sides of
with
it.
homegirl and she went to Harvard and she got all her bachelors lined up in her
Yeah.
bio, ask her how much debt
How
do
much
you
debt do you have?
how far are you in paying your student loans off? Are they
Yeah.
current? Because as soon as when it comes time to do taxes and you guys are joined,
Hmm.
it's washed.
Even if
So
y'all never get to that place, even if y'all never join taxes, it's like you're not gonna see. I'm not gonna see my woman have debt and be struggling to pay a car off, and I'm not gonna help her. That just creates tension in the home. Now she's stressed out about something that she doesn't need to be stressed out about. It's just you have to know what's going on with the person that you're with.
Yeah. So
in all aspects.
Again, it's an uncomfortable conversation, but I believe
Yeah.
that people should speak about debts. I believe people should speak about health history. Do you have any chronic diseases that run through your bloodline?
You got
because
any crazy exes? You got any?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Because if you're planning on having kids with this person, you know what I mean?
Or just spending life with that person.
But you want to know, because if you bring a kid into this world and they got chronic diseases that run through your family, and then now now you got to be a stay-at-home mom because your kid might have tentative health issues or whatever the case may be.
Or if, hey, I need to know if you're going to croak in the next 5 years.
Absolutely.
I need to know if, we do this, that I can count on you to be healthy for the next 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. Or do I have to always make sure that I cook your food a certain way because you have a heart condition? Or do I always need to make sure that, hey, I'm taking walks with my wife because she has a lung condition,
Yeah.
Do I need to, for babe, I always make sure I got an inhaler in my car because baby has asthma.
Bad.
So I make sure she has multiple inhalers. I make sure I keep one in my glove box. I make sure one stays in her glove box. I make sure she carries one everywhere she goes. She normally makes sure she carries one everywhere she goes, but she'll always forget when she get in the car to have one. So I make sure I have them scattered,
Yeah. So definitely that, health conditions, and back to what you said, any crazy exes.
Yeah.
It's not just baby mama, baby daddy drama. No. There's literally just crazy exes.
Yep. That just won't let you go.
So it's almost like when you're telling people like, well, are you single? Like, are you in any relationships? Well, no, I'm not. I'm single. Okay. Well, is there anybody who thinks they're in a relationship with you?
We had that conversation early when we were dating.
Because people are sketchy. They will say,
yeah.
You think they're telling you the truth, they're telling it all, but they're not. It's like you have to ask these questions in reverse. It's like, okay, well, so what? You live by yourself? Yeah, I live by myself. Does anybody live with you? Like, oh, well, my mom lived with me, and
like, oh man,
you know what I mean?
On.
Yeah, like
I remember her asking. I laughed because I remember her asking me questions like that. Like, so you live by yourself? Like, yeah. And she's not lying when, like, she's not exaggerating or nothing. She would ask just like that. So you live by yourself? Yeah. Nobody lives with you? No. So when she first comes to my house, I live really nice, and she was like looking around, like, are you sure nobody lives with you? Like, yeah. No, nobody lives here.
Because as a woman, I feel like some women can relate to this. I know that you've been to some men's house, and you're like, ain't no way you walked into IKEA and picked out that rug. Like, that's not a man's rug. That's somebody grandma rug that you know what I mean? Or somebody lived here that got, because nobody hung up them yellow curtains in the bathroom, or that, like, you know what I mean?
I had taste, and they wasn't used to a man with taste like me.
Well, his wasn't too off the wall, but I've been in some houses where I'm like, this ain't your house, bro. This is not your house. But his house was. Huh? And it wasn't. No, it wasn't. But he checked out. He held his own, and he told me, he's like, nah, like, I'll be real with you. My mom, I called her, FaceTimed her
like,
when I got the house. Yeah. And so his mom did help him decorate, but no, she don't live there.
Yeah, so. No. And then I think from a man's perspective, you see, I've been in situations where I'm like, ain't no way you play Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Like, this woman do not play Xbox. Why is 2 controllers? What the ashtray doing on the counter? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't wear size 12 shoes,
come on,
girl.
Bro. Ain't no way you playing 2K on the TV. I'm like, nah, I gotta get out of here. You somebody live here,
Somebody be in these premises.
Somebody be in here. So yeah, it is important to ask those questions before you commit. And we had those conversations when we were dating. I thought that was probably one of the things that helped us speed the process up, for our relationship. Like, well, we don't have to worry about the big things as much as, other people that you would have to go through that vetting process and figure out, is this person lying to me? Who is this? Whose hairbrush is this in his bathroom? We didn't have those issues. We were very honest and intentional about what we wanted. And even when we weren't together, as single people, we were intentional about what we wanted for ourselves, which is, like you said, about having requirements for yourself,
Yeah.
We were intentional about, hey, I want to be this. This is how I'm going to have to live to attract what I want, and it worked out for us.
Yeah, it did. It absolutely did.